Emeka slammed his cooler onto the pavement at 7:14 a.m., 46 minutes before the gate opened, because the best spot, under the neem tree where the shade pooled coolest, belonged to whoever arrived first. He ladled Jollof into a polythene bag, knotted it tight, and held it up like a trophy. The aroma hit the queue before he said a word. She appeared from a black SUV, uniform pressed knife sharp, the kind of girl who had a driver and a surname that opened doors. Without stopping, without looking at him, she pressed a crisp 500 naira note into his palm and took the bag. He stared at the note. It was twice the price. Then he noticed she had not collected change and had already vanished through the gate. She came back the next morning, and the morning after that. But on the fourth day, she brought someone with her. Tolu arrived with Adiz, her best friend, the school's most dangerous gossip, and Emeka felt his stomach drop. He kept his hands busy, tying bags, making change, eyes down. But Adiz was already circling, her laughter a little too loud, her phone a little too high. "Ada, leave him," Tolu said quietly. Adiz laughed harder. Then Tolu did something no one expected. She stepped between her friend and the cooler, blocking the phone's camera with her own body. "I said leave him." The words were soft, but they landed like something heavy. Adiz went still. So did Emeka. The morning crowd watched. Tolu turned, took her Jollof, and walked into school without another word. Behind her, Adiz sent a text to someone. The blue ticks appeared immediately. By third period, a photo was circulating on the class group chat, but it was not Emeka in it. It was Tolu. The caption read, "Daughter of Chief Okonkwo buying roadside food like common people." Someone had added a laughing emoji, then another, then 43 more. By lunch, the whole school's SS2 block had seen it. Emeka heard about it in the toilet from two boys he barely knew. He felt sick, not for himself, but because the photo would not exist if she had never defended him. He found her at the back of the library, facing the wall of windows, phone face down on the table. He sat across from her without speaking. After a long moment she said, "My father will see this." He said nothing. Then she turned and looked at him fully for the first time, not past him, not through him, and said, "Was the Jollof at least worth it?" He almost smiled. Almost. Then her phone lit up, her father's name on the screen, and she went absolutely still. She answered the call, and Emeka heard Chief Okonkwo say a name that made his blood go cold, his own father's name. Emeka's father had once worked for Chief Okonkwo's transport company until a missing consignment, a forged signature, and a sacked driver ended everything 3 years ago. Emeka had been selling Jollof to pay fees ever since. He had never connected the name Okonkwo on Tolu's school bag to that man. Lagos was too large for such coincidences. Apparently it was not. Tolu ended the call and stared at him. "He knows who you are," she said. "He's known for weeks." He had someone watching the gate. Emeka stood up slowly, the chair scraping loud against the floor. His father had sworn the signature was forged. No one had believed a driver over a chief. "Why are you telling me this?" he asked. She met his eyes without flinching. "Because I found the original documents in my father's study, and your father's signature is not on them." She reached into her bag and placed a folded envelope on the table. Before Emeka could open it, the library door swung open, and the vice principal walked in with two men in suits. The men were not police. They were lawyers, Chief Okonkwo's lawyers, and they had come for the envelope. Tolu did not hand it over. She stood up, all 160 centimeters of her, and said she had already sent photographs of every page to her mother's personal email. Her mother, who had left the chief 6 months ago. Her mother, who was a senior partner at a firm in Victoria Island. The lawyers left. The vice principal left. Tolu and Emeka stood alone in the library again, the envelope still unopened between them. "You knew before today," he said. It was not a question. She nodded once. "I came to your cooler that first morning because I had seen your name in the file. I needed to know what kind of person you were before I decided what to do." He looked at her for a long time. Outside the window, the neem tree threw its shadow across the pavement where his cooler sat, lid closed, Jollof going cold for the first time in 3 years. "And?" he asked. She picked up the envelope and placed it in his hands.